All right, Mrs. Pelletier is back again with another Tommy DePaula book, and this one's called Bill and Pete. And as I read the story, I want you to be thinking about where this story takes place. This is Bill, a crocodile, and this is Pete. And you know, you can see they're smiling at each other. They're pretty good friends, okay? So again, think about where the story takes place, and let's see what happens. It's a little bit of a problem in the story. Bill and Pete. William Everett Crocodile lived on the banks of the River Nile with his mama. So the Nile River is in Egypt, and actually, let's look back at this map again, because you know how Italy was here? Egypt is right here. It's part of Africa, and the Nile River is right in here. Okay, so we're over here. It's pretty far away. But crocodiles do live on the Nile. And one day, Mama said, William Everett, now that you have nice crocodile teeth, you must go to Mr. Hippo's store and get you a toothbrush before you start school tomorrow. Oh. And look at those hearts around her. She loves William. William Everett liked Mr. Hippo's store because it was full of things. He and Mama walked up one aisle and down another. See, there's one aisle of, this is, let's see, toothbrushes aisle. It says number 3. So he has to go up aisle 3 to get to the toothbrushes. They stopped in front of the toothbrush counter. You may choose your own toothbrush, William Everett, Mama said. William Everett had looked and looked. So what's interesting here is they put regular toothbrushes, they put baboon toothbrushes, and then they put finest crocodile toothbrushes. What are you noticing about those toothbrushes? Do they look like toothbrushes? They are birds, because birds actually in real life clean crocodiles' teeth. The birds fly in the crocodile's mouth and they clean out their teeth. Hi, said a toothbrush. What's your name? My name's William Everett. What's yours? Pete, said the toothbrush. So there's Pete. He's a bird, he's the toothbrush. I found the toothbrush I want, Mama, said William Everett. His name is Pete. Good, said Mama. We can go home now. So there's Mama with her purse and her hat, and they're going to go home. So Pete became William Everett's toothbrush, and his best friend too. Then, see, he opens his mouth when he wants to get his teeth cleaned, and she just eats all the food in between his teeth. The next morning, Mama said, William Everett, wake up, it's time to go to school. Oh, Mama, William Everett said, I can't wait to read and write and learn all about crocodile history. Someday I will be proud of you, William Everett, Mama said. So she loves her little boy. Now, class, said Ms. Ibis. There's Miss Ibis. And that's actually a kind of bird. It's an ibis, and they are in Egypt. Today we are going to learn the alphabet. Then we will be able to write our names. Now repeat after me. The little crocodiles repeated after Miss Ibis. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And look at these speech bubbles. So they're talking, so they put the speech bubbles. And the little arrows are pointing to their mouths. They said the whole alphabet. They said the letters over and over again until they knew all of them by heart. Well, William Everett, said Mama, what did you learn in school today? William Everett, say the alphabet, said Pete. William Everett said every letter without a mistake. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Oh, William Everett, Mama said, that was beautiful. And look at, again, how does she feel about her son? Look at those hearts. She is so proud of him. The next day, Ms. Ibis taught the class how to write all the letters. The little crocodiles wrote the letters over and over until they could write them by heart. So think about that. Do you know what it means when you can write something by heart? Or if you know something by heart? That means that you can do it without even looking. You've memorized it. It's stuck to your brain, okay? So they practiced and practiced and they knew it well. And what did you learn today, William Everett? Mama asked. William Everett, write the letters, said Pete. Pete's so proud of him. He's such a good friend. William Everett wrote every letter without one mistake. You're so smart, William Everett, Mama said. Someday you will be famous. Today, class, we're going to write our names, said Miss Ibis. She showed all the crocodiles just what letters each one had in his or her name. They wrote and wrote and wrote and smiled and smiled and smiled. Now, I want you to look carefully. What are you noticing about these names? Kay, John, Kate, Jane, Tom, Sam, Amy. The letters spelled out Sam, Jane, John, Kate, Kay, Kate, Tom, Amy. They all wrote and smiled some more. Look at how short their names are. Some of their names have 3 letters. Some of their names have 4 letters. Kate has 4 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jane has 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you think it might be easier for them to remember those names because they're short? But then you've got William. William has, let's see, W-I-L-L-I-A-M, 7 letters in his name. Wait, W-I-L-L-I-A-M, yep, 7 letters. And if he wants to write Everett, E-V-E-R-E-T-T, 7 letters in his last name. That's a lot of letters. That's 14 letters to remember, all except William Everett. He had so many letters in his name that he kept forgetting at least one of them. See, he tried W-I-L-I-A-M. He forgot the L. W-L-I-A-M. He's really he has a lot more letters to learn because his name's longer. Poor William Everett, big tears ran down his nose. Is something wrong, William Everett? Pete asked. I'll never learn how to write my name, he cried. It has too many letters. Now, William Everett, said Pete, I think I can help you write your name and not forget any letters. He took a pencil and he wrote. I think he's got an idea. Because look at how upset he is. He has a tear running down his face. Let's see what he does. Did you learn something today, William Everett? Said Mama. Yes, Mama, I learned to write my name, said William Everett. Look at that. What did he write? Bill. Oh, Bill, Mama beamed. Bill is a nickname. It's a shortened nickname for William. So Pete was very smart. Pete said, you know what? Don't learn William right now. Just learn Bill because it's got 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4. One Saturday when there was no school, Bill and Pete went down to the river Nile and sat on the bank in the sun. A man on a bicycle went riding by. Ooh. Behind the bicycle were cages filled with crocodiles. I wonder what that's all about, said Bill. Do you see the crocodiles? They don't look very happy. That's the bad guy, and those crocodiles are on their way to Cairo. Cairo is a city in Egypt. It's the capital. To become suitcases, said an old crocodile swimming by. Watch out, he doesn't catch you. So oftentimes they take crocodiles and they use their skin to make suitcases, pocketbooks, leather. But he did. The next Saturday, Bill and Pete were fishing and they didn't hear the bad guy creep up behind them. The bad guy lassoed Bill and put him in a cage. See, a lasso means he took the rope and he tied it around his neck. He didn't pay any attention to Pete. Pete tried to peck the bad guy, but Pete was just too small. He couldn't get him. Uh-oh, I hope he doesn't turn into a suitcase. Look at what he's thinking. Poor Bill, he was on his way to Cairo. All he could think about was suitcases. Brave Pete, he stayed close to his friend. The bad guy put Bill in his garden and went into the house. So see, Pete stayed with him. He followed him. Run me a nice hot tub, Jeeves, the bad guy said to his butler. The butler is usually someone who takes care of the house, cleans, gets food. I will take a bath before dinner. I got me another crocodile today and I need a nap. Call me when the bath is ready. Tomorrow that crocodile becomes a suitcase, he added. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's got to be so nervous. But I'll bet you Pete's going to help out. Let's see what they do. Not if I have anything to say about it, said Pete. I'm more than just a toothbrush. And Pete picked the lock with his beak. So he picked it, and when you pick a lock, that means that you unlock it. Quick, Bill, let's get out of here, said Pete. No, I'm mad, said Bill. I'm going to make sure there are no more crocodile suitcases. So look at that. Look at how mad he looks. Ooh, that his eyes, he just puts that little line there for his eye to make him look angry. And look at his mouth is open. His teeth look sharp. Bill climbed the wall. He crept through the living room into the bathroom. See, this is another thing from Egypt, a mummy. A sarcophagus is what they call it. It's where they put the mummies in there, but we'll talk about that in the next book. Your bath is ready, sir, said Jeeves. And look at who's hiding. And there was Bill right with the rubber ducky. What do you think's going to happen? The bad guy is trying to get into his tub. Look at Pete's there. Going to peck his toe. The bad guy jumped out of the window and didn't stop running all the way to Cairo. Oh, that's kind of a funny picture. Oh, look, a nice dinner, said Pete. And I'm hungry, said Bill. Mama, you don't have to cook dinner for us tonight, Bill said when he got home, and he told her what happened. Oh, Bill, oh, Pete, Mama exclaimed. What an adventure. I am so proud of the two of you. So she, again, big hearts. She's very proud of them. Okay. How can you tell? Talk to the person next to you about the friendship that Bill and Pete shared. What are some things that Pete did to really support him as a friend? Think about it. Talk to the person next to you. So they really cared about each other. And I mean, think about it. William was so upset about trying to learn his name, and Pete came up with a great idea. Don't learn William, let's learn Bill. So he did that for him. And then he followed him all the way to that bad guy's house, and he helped him get out of his cage. So he's a really good friend. That's what good friends do. So today, now that you've read this book, I was thinking, maybe, how he has so much fun with speech bubbles? Maybe, remember these speech bubbles where everybody's talking? Maybe you could draw Bill and Pete, and you could put a speech bubble coming out of their mouth. I wrote, hi, I am Bill. My best friend is Pete. And I wrote here, hi, I am Pete. My best friend is Bill. You could write your own story or your own just one pager with speech bubbles. And then the other thing you can do is maybe you could write a little response journal. Did you like this story? And think about the reasons why. Or maybe you didn't like this story as much. Maybe you like the other stories that Tommy DePaula wrote. So you could write, I liked the story Bill and Pete because, or I did not like the story Bill and Pete because. And you can write why you liked it or why you didn't like it. Okay? So these are two different characters. This book really didn't have people, and this is what we call a fantasy because do animals really talk? No. These animals were given a voice because he made the story like that, but they can't really talk in real life, so that's what we call a fantasy. It's a fiction book. It's made up. Okay? All right, well, I hope you enjoyed Bill and Pete.